For the CEO's blog today, Mark McNamara is not with us, but it's Superhero Day at Tabcorp Park Menangle, and I've got David Wanson with him. David, today, Joey Pace, a double?
A double, yes. Races 2 and 3, the Trotters double. Usually dominated by a Kerry-Ann Morris or a Blake Fitzpatrick, but today was Joey's day. Trained the winners of races 2 and 3. He was pretty excited too. I don't know when the last time he got a double was, but very excited man.
And talking about doubles, Kel Winnell on Oberon night last Friday at Bathurst, he scored a double as well, and it may have been a long time between drinks there for a double for Kel.
Well done, Kel. Great
Well
bloke.
done, Kel. Yes, and then of course this week we get into a couple of our really traditional races. First one's the Golden Guitar at Tamworth, and wonderful heats there on Sunday. Leonidas, Blake Fitzpatrick, what do you think of him?
Yeah, he's a very nice horse, nice juvenile horse, John. Blake's got him tuned. Look, he's drawn barrier, I think he'll come out of 10, I think he's number 11. Barrier 10, so it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. A lot of depth in that series, 50,000 it should be too. Great incentive by Harness Racing New South Wales to really highlight those races and give it those extra funds. Very, very nice horse. But as I said, barrier 10 makes it a bit harder at Tamworth because there's plenty of good horses in front of him.
Yeah, very competitive final there, and Leonidas won by 23 metres. Very impressive. We roll then into Leeton on the Friday night in the Breeders' Plate.
Once again, traditionally I think it was a New Year's Day or New Year's Eve race with the 2-year-old programming the way it's done now. It's pushed back a little bit, but it's the Australia Day weekend. It's a great race that they've had down there for a long, long time. A lot of great juveniles have come through that series, once dominated probably by Peter Manning and the like, but I'm sure they'll get a good crowd down there at Leeton.
It'll be a good crowd, and what's I think really good about it, it looks like it'll be a Riverina finalist. The winner there, David Kennedy and Blake Jones have got Rock and Roll runner in, went very quick, beat Malachi only just, so that'll be a very good tussle this week. I think the barrier draw worked out very well there, David. Malachi's in barrier 5 and Rock and Roll runners in 6, so it'll be on from the start till the finish in the Leeton Breeders' Plate.
Yeah, good track too. Good half-mile track at Leeton. And isn't it good that there's no smoke around these areas as well?
Yeah, to allow us to race. Sunday, AD Turnbull celebrated his birthday party was on Sunday, but to AD Turnbull, well done, Mr. Turnbull. 90 years of age today. He was outstanding on Sunday. Chris Gray, the MC, took him through a lot of questions, going right back to his childhood, basically. Didn't miss a beat, AD. He answered every question, told some very, very good tales. But later in the week, on Trots TV, we'll be releasing a 15-minute video about AD and his life, put together by John Tapp, and nobody does it better than Tappy when it comes to putting a documentary through. So, yeah, that AD, well done. But importantly, in February, towards the end of February, David, we've got the Miracle Mile Carnival. Now, many of these races, there's a change to the carnival. Would you like to just explain how it works this year?
Well, just carrying on a little bit with AD, no tougher man probably in harness racing, and probably no ever tougher horse than Hondo Grattan in harness racing. And it unofficially starts probably on February 8 with the running of the Hondo Grattan. We hope to have him down here again. That's one of the traditional lead-ups into the Chariots of Fire. The official carnival kicks off on February 22 with the Chariots of Fire. We've made some changes this year. What we've actually done over the last few years, which you were intrinsically involved with, where we had 6 or 7 Group 1s on Miracle Mile Night, we've split them this year. So what we've done, we've really tried to put an emphasis on the week before what was traditionally the sprint night. We've added the Ladyship Mile, the New South Wales Oaks. We've got the Pink Bonnet. We also have the lady drivers on that night. We're giving a real emphasis to a ladies' night. We're going to do a lot of marketing around that. There's some exciting things and promotions that we're doing on the night. We're trying to make a carnival of it, not just all the focus on the one night, but to get a different crowds here. I suppose the saying is trying to get the sexy back to racing.
Well, you talked about the chariots to start with. How do horses qualify for the chariots?
Okay, so with the chariots, there is the traditional lead-up has been the 4-year-old race Victoria,
Yep.
which is on this week. A great field down there for the 4-year-old championship.
So the winner get
The winner's straight in.
if they wish
if
to
they
come.
wish to do it. So I'll make contact with the winner after the race, do a little bit of details, make sure they're willing to take up that position. It's the winner only, so if they don't take up that position in the Chariots of Fire, it won't be offered to the second horse. The balance of the field then is chosen from the two races. Those are the Hondo Grattan and the Paleface Adios.
So they must run in those two
Must
races.
run them. Must run in them. There's no invites as such. They're just on finishing positions in your the Hondo Grattan and the Paleface. They're $50,000 races. Once again, supported by Harness Racing New South Wales. They're great races, John. Over the years, you're looking at like Lazarus and the like, and Jillaby Bennett, and those sort of horses competed in and have gone on. And the winner of the Chariots, it gets a direct invitation into the Miracle Mile. What a great thing that's been for the last 3 or 4 years that we've had that opportunity, because they've really added something to the race.
Well, have faith in me. Won the Miracle Mile out of the Chariots. At the Ladyship Mile, what do owners and trainers need to do to be in the Ladyship Mile?
Okay, so with the Ladyship Mile, once again, we've got some traditional lead-ups. What we've done, we've extended the invitation, so I think it's next week at Melton. There's the Ladyship Cup for $100,000. The winner gets a direct invite. I'll make contact with that, the connections of that mare. It's the winner only, so there'll be no, it won't be transferred to the second or third placed horse. We've also extended this year, I think it's the Breeder Stake is on the 15th of, it's a Friday night at Christchurch, $100,000 race for mares. The winner of that race will be invited, winner only of course. And then we have both the Sibelia, and then the Robin Dundee. So the balance of the field is chosen from those two races.
So they must compete in those two?
They must compete in those two races. So you have the winner of the Victorian race, you have the winner of the New Zealand race.
If they take the
If they take it up. And then the balance of the field is on finishing positions in the Sibelia and the Robin Dundee. If there is a dead heat or the like, that will actually then come back to, and there's a ballot for the 10th, 11th spot. That will come back on this season's prize money.
Very good. Now, the Ladyship, the Chariots gets an invite to the Miracle Mile. The Ladyship winner?
Now, once again, a little bit of change. So we've brought back the Ladyship Mile and the New South Wales Oaks, as we spoke about. There is an opportunity for an outstanding performance, and it clearly says that in the conditions, for any extraordinary performance, also with the form behind it, that in the Ladyship Mile may be considered for a spot in the Miracle Mile. Look, I don't want to say this is black and white, but a mare that's just been absolutely dominating the classes comes along, runs in the Ladyship Mile, goes 148.
Better in force last Saturday night.
Look at the times they're running here, like the track's magnificent at the moment. Something like that, you go through the first couple of place getters that do get an automatic invite. Do they add something to the race? They may. That opportunity hasn't presented itself the last few years because the Ladyship Mile's been on Miracle Mile night. We just think it might change it up a little bit. Yep.
And then, of course, the Miracle Mile, the Newcastle Mile actually kicks off the invitation process to the Miracle Mile. The winner there is automatic. You've said the Chariots, the winner is given the opportunity, possibly the Ladyship. So what's the rest of the field? There's no invitations, are there?
No invitations. So the rest of the field, so it's first and second, will go into the Miracle Mile from both the sprint races, which are on Ladyship Mile night. So there is one that's sort of floating there. Now that may be given to a third place getter, given everything's right. There is always that X factor, an unfortunate incident, but it's been used the last couple of years. Lenny the Shark came fourth, but because of his form before that, warranted a start in the Miracle Mile. The board used their discretion to put him into the field. My field marshal was the same last year. His form before it, his best run probably wasn't on the sprint night that night, but he earned the spot in the Miracle Mile. And you can't take away the fact that it's a commercial race as well, and it's the excitement. So you've got to have those horses in it, and gives us that opportunity to be able to do that. With the sprint races too this year and the Newcastle Mile, last year they were 8 horses. In consultation with Harness Racing New South Wales again, we've expanded them to 10. We believe the depth's there. We also believe it might make the races a little bit more exciting. What's happened the last few years in the sprint races, there's been 8 horses and people have been probably pretty content to just sit there and just sprint. They've gone their 151s, which really, they do those in trials here sometimes. With the 10 horses, make them a bit more competitive, get horses on the move a bit earlier.
So there's only one race with 8 horses, and that's the Miracle Mile itself. And of course, with that discretionary power that the board members have, the directors of the club, you could end up with Manorville, a situation like Manorville, one of the most astute invitations to the Miracle Mile. It was unfortunate that what happened to him on the night when the winner sort of took his legs up the back straight, but otherwise we might have seen Manorville as a winner. But
John,
David,
I've been in these discussions for a lot of years now, and I took your position. There's never ever been a wrong decision.
Never ever been a wrong decision, and there isn't a wrong decision when you're watching the CEO's blog. Just to finish up today, we spoke a couple of weeks ago about the bushfires and how people helped out. All credit go to those who have helped, but a special mention to Paul Calderfelt. There were some people that needed a real hand. They weren't harness racing people, and Paul and his crew got straight into it, helped them with those horses, relocated the horses out of the very severe bushfires that were on down around Wagga and the Snowy Mountains. So well done, Paul. You are a great bloke. You've always been a great bloke, and you've helped someone outside the industry in this respect. But that's the CEO's blog for this week. Next week, whether we have the superhero David Watson with us again, we'll have to wait and see. Thank you all.